King of the Ring. As an event, it had 3 phases: inception, peak, and trough. Guess which stage we're in now. The tournament has been a house show staple going since 1985. Why bring it to pay-per-view? WCW did 6 pay-per-views in 92, and WWF flirted with adding more pay-per-views, like This Tuesday in Texas in 91, and wanted to bring a 5th pay-per-view to the lineup. When they locked down Hogan for another match, King of the Ring as a pay-per-view was a goer. But King of the Ring was already a thing. It was an annual house show tournament starting in 1985, held in Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and in Providence Civic Center in Rhode Island. Ooh, we go through the winners real quick. 1985, Don Morocco beating out Sheiky Baby in the finals. 1986, King Harley Race. He suffered a stomach injury wrestling Hogan, and he bequeathed the gimmick to King Haku, who cemented his legacy by actually beating King Harley Race at Royal Rumble 89. Episode 12, he lost his crown to Jim Duggan, confirming what a huge mistake that was.
What does that have to do with anything? Uh-oh. Good catch. He looks like the lion on the Wizard of Oz. What's that, his brains falling out on the mat?
Hacksaw wasn't officially a king though, but he lost the 1987 King of the Ring finals to Macho King Randy Savage.
Yeah, finally someone who's not shite.
Who had his Queen Sherry and they sat on a throne being brought to the ring. The coolest king of all time. He'd only dropped the gimmick at WrestleMania 7, losing to the Warriors, so he, retired his career-ending match and dropped the gimmick at the same time. 1988, the $1 Million King, Ted DiBiase, besting Macho in the finals. 1989, oh my god, Tito Santana.
Arriba!
The Mexican.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Arriba Man jobbing out the model. Oh, and then WWF just skipped 1990. And in 1991, Bret Hart squeaking out IRS. So going into the first ever King of the Ring pay-per-view, Bret was the reigning king, but wasn't the only royalty on the roster vis-a-vis Jerry the King Lawler.
Bret the Hitman Hart, the King of the Ring.
Bret has wrestled 3 different match styles against 3 very different opponents, I would say. 3 different storylines, and he's just fucking knocked it out of the park. He nailed it.
I love the entire plot of the night of Bret running the gauntlet. Like you said, having 3 different types of matches with 3 very different wrestlers. Obviously, he peaked with Perfect. That match is incredible. Bret, amazing. An absolute wonderful wrestler. This was one of his best nights. He was incredible.
I love Bret so much, and this is an iconic night in his career, so I'm really happy for him. Oh, quickly, I was thinking we could go through the rest of King of the Ring winners. 1994, Owen Hart.
Nice. Didn't help.
He loved that king gimmick, and it's synonymous with him. He is the King of Hearts.
Yeah.
Despite being the 3rd Hart to win the King of the Ring.
And that is to be known as and respected as the King of Hearts.
Disgusting.
1995, King Mabel.
Did he got the title shot at SummerSlam, didn't he?
He did.
Against Diesel.
Diesel.
And then he nearly killed him. So
Yeah.
And
he nearly killed Taker.
He
leg dropped him, fucking broke his orbital bone.
Yeah. But even though he didn't move much further, Mabel winning King of the Ring.
Wait, career or physically?
But in terms of his career and the history of the King of the Ring, Mabel will be one of the first ones that would pop into my mind. Not necessarily for a good reason, but
He never got any higher.
No.
I did like his sword, The other thing is the poor guys that were lifting him to the ring on the throne. Holy shit, man.
That's why he couldn't go higher, because, the lads be broken after doing it.
There you have it. Oh, now he wants him. Bow down. Get on your hands and knees and bow down.
1996, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
The birth of Austin 316.
That promo.
And nobody knows it, but that wasn't the start of Austin. He did nothing for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was only when he had his match with Hart at Survivor Series that it kind of kicked off. So
Austin won King of the Ring and he cut his promo there, but people only think of the promo and they don't think of him winning it, which is probably for the better, actually.
I don't think his match with Jake Roberts was 6.25 stars. Like, you know, I love the promo was iconic though. Like, talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16.
Well, Austin 3.
That's it.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
1997, Triple H. Pre-King of Kings.
Oh yeah, look, it was definitely the right time for him to win it.
Right time! Right time! A great Jim Johnson classic there.
It's actually one of my favorite WWE songs of all time.
Yeah, fantastic. Elevated him. I'm very happy, like, because he was getting buried from 96 to King of the Ring 97. Like, he took the heat for the curtain call, so very happy to see him win that.
I should have been the King of the Ring a year ago. But because of you and your politics, I never got my shot, did I?
1998, oh my God. In many people's stable, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, as a King of the Ring, he'd be one that I wouldn't even think of. He'd be way, way down the fucking list.
I just remember him winning it because, as most people, loved Ken Shamrock. And he was IC champ, King of the Ring, just never made that next step up.
I thought he was always mid-card. It was weird because when he'd wrestle, I don't know, Bret or something like that, like, even though he was in the WWF for a year, like, someone would come up to him and then outsmart him immediately. It's like, holy shit. Like, it's like he never learned anyone. Looked like $1 million though.
I'll tell you what, Ken Shamrock didn't beat me. That's all I've got to say.
1999. Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Probably the most infamous King of the Ring winner.
Seriously, like, has anyone been hurt as much as Billy Gunn was by winning this tournament?
It was very sad. I remember him feuding with The Rock, and The Rock just absolutely destroyed him on the mic and then killed him in the ring, and that was that.
Well, they did have a kiss my ass match. Like, who the fuck wants that?
And God himself spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
2000, King Kurt Angle.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He loved that gimmick as well. Made it work.
A guy had a gimmick for making all types of bollocks work.
Because he's fantastic.
Because he's the best ever. Like,
he's an incredible in-ring performer, obviously, but he, like his comic timing is underrated. He's great. Like,
yeah.
You just kicked my crown. You can't kick my crown.
How about if later tonight I kick your How you like me now?
You kicked my crown.
2001, Edge. King Edge the Awesome.
I always liked Edge, but the King of the Ring didn't help, didn't need it.
Plus, as soon as they did it, the invasion happened, and so it was kind of wiped off the planet, really. You know? But it was kind of a vehicle, like there was a King of the Ring trophy this time, and Christian would have it around with him.
Oh, that's right. Didn't they base it off the hockey cup? Or the
Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup, thank you.
And Splice King Edge proclaiming that he won't Billy Gunn the title.
And Commissioner, I vow to you that I will not Billy Gunn this King of the Ring title. Then I hereby decree that the first act in the era of awesomeness will be to totally annihilate Billy Bitchcakes.
2002, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
3 months after debuting.
Big hoss match with him and Test.
Oh,
the best King of the Ring match ever.
God. Go
sorry,
watch that match.
Sorry, Bret and Perfect, but you know, you're the second best King of the Ring match ever.
Awesome.
And this rookie now has earned a main event shot at the undisputed title at SummerSlam.
King of the Ring would enjoy a lengthy run throughout the New Generation and Attitude Era until being scrapped after 2002. How come? Well, how come anything, really? Money. Pay-per-views built around tournaments generally don't do well in America, except for Deadly Game in 98 for the new WWF champion. Remember Deadly Game? You know? Man, Vince Russo. Good stuff, mate. Also, King of the Ring tournaments became a smaller part of the pay-per-view, like they just do the semi-finals and finals, and it's more of a because it's June routine, rather than having a plan to elevate careers. Even if the last couple of winners, Angle, Edge, Brock, went on to become huge stars, it wasn't thanks to the King of the Ring. However, WWE, with their 26 hours of weekly content, need a gimmick to fill time, so sporadically bring the tournament back. So we went from house shows from 1985 to 91 to fully fledged pay-per-views from 93 all the way to 2002, then cancellation for 4 years. So revived in 2006 as part of the Judgment Day pay-per-view with King Booker.
Awesome. Changed his character completely. Went on to have like a few extra years of a brand new gimmick. Awesome. One of the better choices.
Well, since when did Booker get an English accent?
2008 with GM William Regal. King Regal.
Who was amazing. Wasn't he the GM at that time?
Yes.
And they were going to make him like crazy heel.
Yeah.
And he like did the gimmick where he like ended Raw early.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Just turn off the lights. Yeah.
Ready, 4, take 4.
Take it
Ready,
off
1,
the
take
air.
1, take 2. Ready, 4.
Take it off the bloody! Take it off the air now!
And then he got injured and he was done, right?
Was it not the steroids, no?
It was
shit.
It was a steroids issue. Oh wow, 2010, King Sheamus.
The real highlight. You know what? People shit on this, and you know, rightly so. Yeah, of course. But I thought his crown looked cool.
It did. It was like a red kind of wispy yolk. Yeah. And finally, in 2015, where can you go down from that?
I don't remember this.
A network special with King Barrett.
Oh yeah, King Barrett. Oh, some bad news for you, mate.
Yeah.
So kind of hit and miss. Probably 50% hit ratio there.
That's not bad though.
Yeah.
You know, 50-50, I'd say worth bringing back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think the tournament is a great idea. Obviously, most people don't if they're not watching it, but I would absolutely need to see quarterfinals, semifinals, and final in the same pay-per-view. I'm not having this, yes, we've got the semis and the final on pay-per-view, or we're going to have the final on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think it should be an endurance competition.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole gimmick. I'm fine with King of the Ring as a gimmick, but I think you should only do it if you have a plan going forward. Just putting this title on someone for the sake of having a show once a year, like, you know, I'll say it does more damage, but it doesn't help.
And especially if you have to wear a silly crown and a silly costume, you're going to be stupid unless you can put it over in some kind of way.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a comic element to your character to make it work.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're just a knob. Like Razor couldn't have been King of the Ring. It'd be embarrassing, you know?
What about
Undertaker. King
Oh,
Taker.
I'd love that.
Oh,
With the little crown. That'd be hilarious.
now
He'd do his entrance with, take off the hat. Roll his eyes back.
what if you like totally changed his gimmick and became like the Knights King type, base character or something like that?
And he just goes, nee. See, push it through. With Money in the Bank, WWE don't really need another vehicle to push stars, but I love tournaments, which requires longer term booking, producing impromptu huge matches like we'll see tonight with Bret and Perfect, so I'm all for it. WWE in general have a rough time between Mania and SummerSlam, like that's their slump during the summer, and then they get trounced by football in September and until January when it's time for the
you're
Rumble.
saying you have 3 good months every year.
With regards to bringing back the King of the Ring pay-per-view, like whatever they replace it with doesn't do much better business, So it's silly to discard a 25-year-old pay-per-view tradition. It just needs intriguing booking and a hook. Like in 2002, what's wrong with that? The King of the Ring winner gets the title shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whopper.
And plus, in this day and age where you're not actually making money by getting fans to buy a show monthly, people just pay for the fucking network. Maybe they could do a King of the Ring like Saudi show and the Aussie house show. They can go to a different country and say, we're going to do King of the Ring here. The Ring King.
Oh, that's Super King. So that was the history of the King of the Ring. Now let's go to the inaugural edition, perhaps its peak, in 1993.